can see her lying back in her satin dress in a room where you do what you don't confess. Sundown, you better take care if I find you've been creeping round my back stairs. Sundown, you better take care if I find you've been creeping round my back stairs. She's been looking like a queen in a sailor's dream.
Happy Homebrew Wednesday. On a Wednesday, and I've missed several. I have a homebrew. This is I don't know what I'm calling it. It's a Oktoberfest. It's not a Mocktoberfest. It's an Oktoberfest. It's a lager that I did in my new first cheers. Yeah, it's an Oktoberfest I did. The very first beer that I brewed in my new Blickman G4 fermentator. So I'm starting a step mash, so I'm doing a 3-step. Wow, it's getting up there quick. First step was 122, now I'm going to 144. It's supposed to be a 15-minute rise. I started about 4 minutes ago, so it's going pretty quick. But yeah, doing a 3-step for this Oktoberfest. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. So I haven't done any like videos of me, but doing oh, that's a nice shot. The Dean's List. Doing an Oktoberfest today. So I am, I guess about 40, almost 50 minutes into the boil. I'm doing a 90-minute boil, 30 minutes for DMS release, and then I did my first top drop at, at the 30-minute mark, starting the last 60 minutes of the boil. Just about 0.4 ounces of Magnum and then at 60, and then an ounce of Hallertau or middle fruit at 15 minutes. It's a Oktoberfest, kind of a light color Oktoberfest. What I'm a little concerned about was I was targeting a 1045 pre-boil, ended up with a 1037. I'm not really sure why. That hasn't happened to me before. Usually, if anything, I'm a little bit over on the pre-boil, and then I'm right on my estimated Beersmith OG. I think maybe it's because I did a 3-step mash where I did 122 degrees for 20 minutes, or 20 minutes, and then I did a 30-minute 144 degree hemiaphilase rest, I guess it's called, and then I did a 154 Fahrenheit for 30 minutes for the final before I mashed out. So maybe that's, maybe I should have just done a single infusion 154, I don't know, but yeah, a little light, but it's a 90-minute boil, so I think I'm still gonna, as long as I'm still over 1050, that's still decent. I'm really excited to use the Blickman G4, so that thing is sanitized and ready to go. So yeah, I'm just boiling away, listening to some tunes and watching SJ and Josh Hoover. I think Josh is doing a IPA. I'm not sure. I gotta go back and look and see what Steve's doing. But anyway, cheers. I didn't use cold fermentation. I used, what is it, 4306, 4308. It's like a Y yeast, Munich lager, whatever, 2308, whatever that yeast is. It's not specifically designed for pressure fermentation, but you know, it seemed to work. Put 10 psi on it and let it go, and it was fine. Okay, sorry about that. The missus just came home. So yeah, down to 2 kids now. Just me, Heather, and Lorelei. And Lorelei just got her driver's license, so she's starting to drive herself to practices and stuff now, which is, you know, it's kind of like being an empty nester, you know, because Lorelei is pretty kind of independent and self-sufficient. So, so anyway, so yeah, so that's the maiden voyage of the G4 Blickmanator. So got to figure out what I'm going to brew on it next. I think it's going to be a porter or a nut brown ale, something like that. I want to do something nice and hearty because the fall's coming. By the time it gets ready, I think it'll start, you know, start to be getting sweater weather. So, and I'm looking forward to that. It's about that time to do a porter or a brown ale. Probably I'll do an imperial brown. That's probably what I'll do. So what else is going on? Not a whole hell of a lot in terms of brewing. I've been very, very busy at work. Still busy at work. I'm gonna go visit Logan. We're going down for Parents Weekend and stay with our friends Albert and Stuart, who are now living down his way, which is nice. I mean, he's got somewhere. He's actually, one night on the weekend, he went and had dinner with them, and so it's kind of cool that he's got some family friends, really family. They're like family down there his way. Alba and Stuart were just up here this weekend. We did all kinds of stuff. We went to a football game. I'll probably, you know, because Lorelei plays in the band, and their team won 24-21. It was a freaking awesome game. It was back and forth. And then at halftime, the quarterback threw a freaking, man, it must have been a 60-yard touchdown pass, and the pass came down in the corner of the end zone, and the wide receiver had beat his cornerback and caught it on the tips of his fingers, and it was just this amazing, it looked like an NFL play. And then, you know, then the other team came back, and, you know, they've had a couple of breakaway runs and got a touchdown. And then the Wolverines came back and kicked a, like, 40-plus yard field goal. And it looked like a pretty far field goal. Again, it was like an NFL game, and he made it, like, right through the uprights, and he probably had about another 30 feet, you know, on that thing. So he could have, yeah, he could have kicked maybe a 50-yarder. But anyway, we left at halftime. We stayed there long enough to watch the first half and then see the band come out, and you know, I got some video here.
Drum major, is your band ready?
That's Lorelei.
Let's go, let's go.
In the very back. Yeah, that's definitely her. Yeah, she was in the center of the screen kind of with her. She's a piccolo now. She used to be the flute. Now she's the piccolo, and she's the only piccolo out there, so she's easy to see because her flute is like really small. So we stayed for that, and then we left, and it was like a sea of humanity at the school. There's like so many kids, like I don't know, almost 3,000 kids that go there. But then I checked the score, and they came back and won. So that was cool. Then we went skeet shooting. I'll show some pictures of that. So it turns out I was able to beat my wife, Annie Oakley. You know, I still wasn't great, but, you know, I did pretty well on it was wobble. So they were shooting like, you know, it was like first round, it was like 1 clay pigeon. And then the next round, you know, then the next round, or the first, is it round? I don't know, first sequence, it was like 1 shot. Then the next sequence, you put 2 shots in. It was a breakaway shotgun with a over and under. And you put 2, we were doing 20 gauges. Then you fire, you know, you shoot 1 and then they immediately launch another one, not 2 at the same time. And then you go through that until you've, you know, fired your whole box of shells. And you rotate in between rounds. So it's like 1 target on the first round, on the first rotation. I'm sorry, first round is like 1 shot, then it's like 2 shots. And they do that 2 or 3 times. And then you rotate. And you go to each position. It starts at a low, next high up, then the highest stand, and then goes back down. It's like a pyramid. So I did pretty well. I better. I was in the military, you know. So we did that, and then we went to my wife's 30th birthday party. It was a big one. You know, it's like middle age, right? Or 50. Don't tell her I told you. Well, we went to this place called Sovereign in downtown DC in Georgetown, and they have just amazing beer cellar of all kinds of ridiculous. They got Cantillon, they got, and I had a bunch of those. And it's cool because they do 4-ounce pours. So I got to try like 3 or 4 different lambics from Cantillon, and then I bought a couple of bottles of West Veteran, and you know we had 2 other couples. Was it 2? No, 3 other couples with us. So it was 8 total people, and we just had a blast. Just, you know, ran up the tab, had great food. There's all this Belgian food and all kinds of Belgian beers. It was really good. My favorite of the night, well, there were 2 Cantillons. One was Brett Raver, which is like this beetroot kind of lambic, and then the other one was I don't know the name of it, I don't know what it's called, but it was kind of a light in color. I actually like that better than West Veteran 12. And of course I had a Saison DuPont. I always like those. So that was fun, and she had a great time. It was really, you know, it was good to have all her friends there, and we just had a wonderful time. And it was, man, there was some imbibing going on, and then on the way back, we had a designated driver, and it was a pretty fun ride coming back in my wife's SUV. We were all packed in there, so that was fun. And then yeah, so that's it. I mean, that's the update. Now I'm happy because I got hockey starting up again. I think they're still in preseason right now. My team's out of the baseball, so I don't get to watch baseball right now. Washington football team got their butts kicked, you know, by the Bills last weekend, but you know they did beat the Giants. So anyway, that's about it. Hey, have yourself maybe I'll show a little brewing video from the Oktoberfest. And yeah, I need to get on the brown ale or whatever my fall beer is going to be. And have yourself a very, very happy Homebrew Wednesday. Cheers. A pressure fermented Oktoberfest. It's not bad. Although I gotta tweak the volume because there's something going on with the pumps, and you know I didn't quite get as much volume in the fermenter, so because I'm going higher up from the pumps, and so I think I'm leaving some behind, so I gotta fix that. And cheers.